Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday. Well, maybe it is, but might not be after you hear this story. So, yesterday, I did a video on 6 calibers of ammunition that I think everybody needs to start stockpiling. And I know a lot of preppers are pro gun, some may be anti, okay? Some may be in states where it's practically impossible to own one, all right? I get it. What I'm going to tell you here is you better figure out some sort of alternative. All right. If you know who Chris Murphy is, Chris Murphy's a Democrat senator out of Connecticut. Okay. Because Connecticut's got such a great representation between him and Blumenthal. Probably if you eliminate Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, Murphy and Blumenthal are probably the biggest slime bags in Washington. But after Thursday's school shooting in Michigan, Murphy decided to try to run up a universal background check bill through Congress again. Okay. Again, never let a crisis go to waste. Hey, there were 4 kids that were just shot and killed by some deranged teenager, who stole dad's gun. Don't even get me started on charging the parents now. But, hey, rather than let's do something to figure out what happened, let's just go after the gun, okay? It's not the fact that the kid up in Michigan had some sort of troubled past. I'll just leave it at that. It was the gun's fault. Kind of like Alec Baldwin, right? Who's saying he held the gun, he cocked the gun, but it didn't fire. He didn't pull the trigger. It fired all by itself. He's taking no responsibility. The gun did the killing, not him. Okay. This is the liberal mindset. All right. It is never their fault. You either agree with what they say, no matter how freaking far out in left field it is, or you're wrong. Okay? And I'm sorry for anybody who is left-leaning who's watching this, but facts are facts. Okay? You can't tell me that Alec Baldwin isn't a complete whack job. You can't tell me that Chris Murphy isn't a complete slimeball. Okay? Fortunately, Chuck Grassley, who I'm not a big fan of, all right, put a stop to Murphy's law. Go figure. Murphy's bill, and because Murphy tried to get this through Congress by unanimous consent, and of course, Grassley said no, so that stopped everything there. But if you want an idea of how bad it is going to get, I don't have to tell you about crime. I mean, Philadelphia is celebrating their 500th murder. Cook County, Illinois, Chicago, celebrating their 1,000th murder this year. New York is going back to, as they call it, the bad old days of the 80s. These are Democrat policies in action. No question. Defund the police. We're not, bail reform. We're not going to prosecute shoplifters, whatever. And you wonder why crime goes up. Well, hey, you remember the old saying, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime? Well, maybe it is, if there is no time, let's do the crime, okay? That's pretty much where we are. But where I'm saying this is going to go completely nuts and soon, and why you need to figure out some way to protect yourself. Yesterday evening, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you're familiar with who she is, she's a congresswoman from Georgia. Okay, she's one of the conservative congresswomen that the media likes to call some far right, and they call her a conspiracy theorist and everything like that. Now, again, some of the things she says may be a little bit over the top. I'm going to agree there. All right. I don't live in Georgia, so I don't get to vote for her. Okay. My representative is the idiot Chuck Fleischman, which I'm still thinking about primarying. But Marjorie Taylor Greene posted a video yesterday evening with recordings of the death threats that she is getting from not only constituents, but from people all over the country. Now, I'm going to post a link to it below. Okay, it's a YouTube video. It comes off of Forbes. I'm not going to play the clips here because I will say this. The language in it is not suitable for timid ears, let's put it this way. Every four-letter word that you can think of, including some that should never be uttered, are in this video. Now, I do get a kick out of one thing. The very first clip that she plays, this will tell you what kind of rocket science this guy is. He leaves his name and his phone number. And the video, I think, had like 150,000 views. I hope to God this guy's got 150,000 phone calls in the last 12 hours saying, are you a dumbass or what? Okay. But go listen to as much of this as you can. This will tell you the mindset of liberals. I mean, they're not just saying, you don't deserve to die. I mean, they're getting into graphic descriptions of how they would like to see a sitting congresswoman, and as many of them say, all her cronies, executed, as some of them are using that term. Okay? This is the liberal mindset. This is what these people want. These are the ones that have been completely brainwashed by the media, by the White House, by the imposter in chief and the cackling hen, okay, and every one of the other morons that keeps, what was it? Jen Psaki the other day said, trying to push the thing that Trump was saying to inject bleach, which of course he never said. They are filling these people's heads with lies. They are stoking a fire. This is how revolutions start. The Nazis, the Bolsheviks, whatever. This is where pitchforks and torches come from. When they rebel rouse the public to the point of into a frenzy, and people start having out-of-body experiences and decide to start doing crazy stuff. Guys, I know a lot of, we all talk about, don't talk about your preps, don't do whatever. I remember during the election, a lot of us saying, don't put a Trump sign out in your yard, don't put a Trump sticker on your car, whatever it would be. This is where it's getting to. And it's not too far off, guys, where you're going to see somebody walk down the street, shoot and kill, or stab and kill somebody else because of their political beliefs. You need to do whatever you can to protect yourself now. Again, I'm not fear-mongering. I'm telling you exactly what's going on out there and showing you the mindset of what people are thinking. If you're in one of these big cities or one of these deep blue areas, okay, I feel for you. I've said a million times, I hope to God you can get out. And I understand there's a ton of people that can't. Somehow, some way, somewhere, you got to figure something out. Because if you live in Portland or Seattle or Minneapolis, St. Paul or Cook County or Wayne County or Philadelphia or New York City or pick a city, okay? And you're surrounded by a bunch of sheep, you need to get out. And I know what you're saying. I'm not going to run away from my problems. You're outnumbered. I mean, that's the thing. There are times where the situation is just, it's unwinnable. You leave and go somewhere else. I mean, that's, I'm telling you this because I worry for your life. And I'm not, again, I can't say this enough. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm not trying to fearmonger anything like that. These are the facts, guys. This is what's going on. It's getting real scary out there, and the politicians and the media are stoking the flames as fast as they can to create more and more and more division. We all know this is all planned. This is what they are trying to do, and they are succeeding in doing this, in having this divisiveness within the country. Please do something to get yourself in a safe situation. I get it. I totally do. Okay. You own a house, you're upside down. You own it, you got a job, you can't afford to leave it. The kids, whatever it is. I get it. But you need to have that hard conversation. You need to go look in the mirror and go, is my house worth my life? Are my kids worth my life? Is my house worth my kids' life? Because I'll leave you with this. What if your son or your daughter was going to school in Michigan this week? And what if the reason comes up that, gee, they're a conservative? Bang. Then what?